Good afternoon and welcome back to Child Psychology. We're introducing week 8 um, and continuing to discuss in middle childhood or actually early childhood. Thank you for hanging with us. It has been a great ride. I love talking about children and their psychology. This last week you had an opportunity to read, was it read an article or see a video? I guess it's read an article on uncertainty. Not necessarily that in and of itself uncertainty is good, but it gets us to think about something I think that's really important in the development of the psychology of the child, and that is how to deal with this world around them, how to prepare them to be adults in this world in which they live. And so here we have this situation of uncertainty and the question of raising children to do the right and the wrong things and teach them morals and all that. And all that is important. It would be foolish to believe that we would just let children develop morals on their own. But many of you had some really good ideas about kind of guiding their thinking without closing the door on those kinds of situations in which there is some uncertainty. Just to mention a couple of people, I really like what Jamila said about how uncertainty helps us to develop our own personality. It is our personalities with which we're going to live our lives, and nobody really is going to be able to, or we don't need anybody to really always guide us through, tell us how to feel about every situation. So it is good that we kind of learn to understand ourselves. Raina, you talked about how uncertainty teaches us creativity. Isn't it important to be able to be able to use creative responses to different situations? And also, you mentioned how it's important for us to understand other people's opinions. And there's some thinking, some critical thinking and creative thinking there that helps us or enables us to be able to listen to somebody's personality. We don't necessarily agree with them, but we want to be able to understand, and also understand that all opinions and all thinking really comes from this process of coming up with our beliefs and all. Kimberly, you also mentioned the importance of being able to children being able to grow up to handle other opinions which differ from what they believe. And Melissa, you mentioned something about the bigger ideas, the bigger concepts, and critical thinking there. If we come to rely on someone always telling us exactly the right answers, what is going to happen when we come into that bigger world in which things are not so certain? Because they're not, and because we're going to have to be able to find what is right in this situation that may stretch beyond the rules of the textbook learning that we learned or that we read when we were in school. So anyway, thank you very much for a wonderful discussion, and I hope you have a great week and enjoy yourselves as we're continuing to look at middle childhood or early childhood. Why do I keep saying middle childhood? I hope you all have a great week, and I will see you next week.